Hey, in this video, I want to take you through what I think is kind of the normal case study for somebody I see come through and get work done with Patchwork that we work on. Fundamentally, it's going to be a bit of a demo on our AI-powered Metabolic Coach. What we've built is really unlike anything else on the internet. It is so unique in the way that we've built it, and that it tries to continually have a conversation with you to dig down into the root causes of your issues. So I'm going to share my screen now, and I'll just go through what I think is like the normal guy that I see and I consult with at Patchwork. Cool. And so if at any point you're curious about this, or if you're just curious about it right now, you can head to coach.patchworkfood.com and start talking to the Metabolic Coach. The way we built it is really special and very unique. There's nothing like this on the internet. So please go and play with it yourself. Now, the person that I commonly think about is usually people that look like me and feel like me, but I also see a lot of them at Patchwork. It's dads in their 30s, they're higher performers, they push it hard, they have kids, they've gone through a number of diet dogmas, really just trying to get to a place where they can be pretty lean and not have to think about food ever. And I repeatedly hear the horror stories of how that goes, especially when I hang out with my other dad friends, some of the things they've done to themselves. So let's just run off that persona and see what this conversation is going to give them. So their current weight, let's say 200 pounds, height 5'11", age is 35, male, and they want to lose weight but increase energy. Yeah, that works. Let's go highly technical. Okay, the TDE for someone like this is usually, let's say, 2,300 calories a day. Body fat is 22%, and they can work out the lean mass. Did I put my weight in that one? Yeah, they can work out. The AI can work out the lean mass. Anything below 22 calories a day is an LEA. So this person is at 14.74 calories per pound of lean body mass. The science on this is pretty clear. If you go on the Patchwork's website on the blog, there's something called the Metabolic Leaderboard. And then there's a little calculator you can put in your numbers, and it will tell you where you are. It will show you on the graph where you are compared to where you should be based on a stratified, enormous study they did of healthy people all around the world. I know for myself, that number is 3,300 calories a day. And that is not even factoring in the ungodly amount of exercise and training I do. So that is, it's really like the roundabout TDE that should include all the walking and the other physical activity you do normally. But yeah, pretty ludicrous. That's partially what fuels these numbers, but 22 calories per pound is what you should be able to metabolically produce as energy from your body. And this person is pulling out, that looks like at least 25% less than, that keeps them out of an LEA, is just that number. So let's go through their exercise regimen. They probably lift 3x a week, run 1x a week, 10K steps a day. So even with the energy expenditure, they're saying this is really low. That doesn't make sense. Now they want to know the dieting history of this person. Totally fine. Makes a lot of sense. So let's do several significant attempts with PSMF. Tried keto for 2 years, carnivore for a year, low fat 6 months. I think the truth is with this person, they've been restricting calories for 15 years. I know I misspelled that. Initial loss always, regain. I've purposely misspelled a couple of those words. That's what I'll tell you whilst I'm bashing my keys on my keyboard. Current supplementation, what is this person taking? So I actually don't want to get through all that detail, but let's run through the high level. Someone's probably taking a B complex, NMN, TMG, choline, let's add in methylene blue, aspirin, it's like a repeat thing. What do I have? Selenium. The video recording got cut off, so I continued the conversation anyway without me realizing, so I'm just gonna run through it now. So I went through my supplementation, it was saying what else is going on. I've said I have high stress and poor digestion. I average poop once every 2 days or even once every day. It's still not really enough. If you're eating enough food, you should be needing to go more often than that. And if your metabolism is cranking through your digestion, like you should be going more often than that. One can beget the other, so something to think about. I think if you're keto or carnivore, one of the issues a lot of the time is carnitine deficiency. It's there in the science that it happens all the time. Something to think about, definitely will help you with digestion. So we get to conclusion, the report, they're saying, hey, look, you're in a severe low energy state. This isn't enough food for how much muscle you have. That's really, really scary. that will do a number of bad things. I definitely know with the people that fit this bill, they complain about cold all the time, and they definitely have some hormonal dysregulation. High stress doesn't help. There's some gut issues there. I think if your food's really moving really slow, you actually can have issues with nutrient absorption. And then it brings you through kind of the core goals and quick wins. So definitely it wants to increase your caloric intake. This is really aggressive. I'm gonna need to change that. That if you've been dieting for 15 years and suppressing metabolism, that will just make you fat. 300 to 200 every day for 3 to 5 days, or going up every 5 days. That's not gonna work. It needs to be like 50 a week, maybe, if you're 15 years into this. Stress management, digestion, exercise focus. It could have asked a better question. I said I went for a 1 hour run every week, I think. This seems a bit silly. Who knows, maybe it's zone 2 cardio. They should have asked a follow-up there. Really good other testing. Leptin, adiponectin. Yeah, if this person keeps going through weight regain, like we need to see what's going on at the fat cell signaling level. DNA, super helpful. We love looking at DNA. And then pretty good weekly plan, 1 to 4, 5 to 10. Constipation, things to look out for. Initial weight gain, that will definitely happen. That is progress. I think that is the hardest thing. People ask me all the time about increasing metabolism. You need to kind of force your body to do it. And that always comes with weight gain. So you don't want to go crazy, right? Don't go eat for heat, Matt Stone, and eat 4,000 calories immediately right out of the gates. There's definitely some stuff that happens there. Orthorexia, ED, extreme dieting suggests potential inclination towards restrictive eating. And then the message, we've hit their message thing. So I can prompt it to keep going, but I actually won't. But I do hope that was pretty insightful. And you can see that if you know what you're doing with some of this technology, or if you know what you're getting yourself into, if you're going to interact with it, it fundamentally is trying to dig down into the root causes of what's going on with you. There are 14 core things that we strongly believe, based on science at Patchwork, drive weight gain, weight loss resistance, and long-term metabolic issues. And that really is what this tool is trying to do. Dig through those based on symptoms as opposed to any testing. Obviously, lab testing is better. You can, if you really want to, you can take your blood work and copy and paste it in. You can ask it all sorts of stuff, and it will take that specific functional root cause analysis approach and look at your blood work. And we've had a number of users that do that and found really, really interesting insights there. But yeah, I urge you all, please go play around. This stuff is pretty groundbreaking. And we've had, in the last 5 days, we've had 2,000 people run through this. The conversations that they've had, I think, are pretty profound from what the users have told us and the insights that they've gathered. I think the main thing is people have suppressed their metabolism through different diets way more than they realize, and they need to dig that out. And then there's a question of, what is a genetically optimal diet? How do you, if you're really trying to get back to perfect health, how do you avoid foods that are going to genetically cause you inflammation and will restrict your metabolism being unleashed? Anyway, like always, subscribe, hit that notification bell for the next video. Thank you for sticking with me on this one, and I'm really excited about the future. Thanks.